Hi, this is Cary again from Grapevine Events, and on this video we're going to talk about actually how to create your tags on My Consignment Manager and actually printing your tags. So the first thing to do is to go to the link that we gave you in your seller instructions. So this link could be different depending on which sale you're in, so please make sure to go and find that link in your instructions and use that link. Please do not ever use just myconsignmentmanager.com. That link will let you log in. However, tags created through that part of the site will not be able to be printed. So you'll be out of luck and you'll lose your work. So always use the link we gave you. If you're unsure of the link, of course, email us at any time and we'll be happy to give it to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is log in. So this is assuming that you've already registered as a seller and you already have an account created. So under returning sellers / volunteers, I'm going to click on login. And then you're going to put in your user ID and password. If you don't remember these things, again, just send us a note and we can help you, or hit on those buttons there to retrieve your password or user ID. I'm just trying to remember mine. And hopefully I get logged in. And there I am. So as you can see, it's a very simple layout once you get in here. So it's saying welcome to me, so you know that you're there, and it has my seller number 000001, and it'll show your seller number there. So what you're going to do, so there's basically two different ways that we talk about creating price tags to attach to your items. Remember that My Consignment Manager uses the word labels, and we tend to try to use the word price tag. So if those words are completely interchangeable, if I use one or the other, then you know what I'm talking about. So we talk about two different ways that you can create price tags. We talk about creating detailed price tags and blank price tags. Both Jen and I highly recommend using blank price tags. I think it's much quicker and easier way to tag your items. But I am going to walk you through very quickly how to create a detailed price tag, and then we'll do the blank ones after that. So very quickly, what you would do would click on Generate Labels. You can click on here or at the top. And then you're going to see this screen. So what you're going to do is click on Create Labels, and then you're going to get this pop up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretend I'm at the women's event, and I'm going to tag a Coach purse. So it's a purse that I spent, let's just pretend I did buy it used, but let's pretend I bought it new. I bought this purse new for $300, and I've used it for quite a number of years, but it's still in really quite good shape. And plus it's a real Coach purse, so it still has quite a good value on it. So I'm going to click a fairly high price here. So this is where you pick the price for the item that you're selling. So I'm going to pick $75. And then I'm going to click Create. I'm going to put in the description. So the brand name I would put here, I put Coach purse. And then the description would be brown leather, for example. So that could give more details to the shopper, and also help if the tag became apart from the item at the sale, it could be matched up again if it came separate from it. The size is actually not applicable. There's no size for a purse. If you were doing a clothing item, this is where you would click on the size. So in here, you can see all the different sizes. So it depends on the sale. This one has a bunch of kids stuff in it. It also, if you keep going, it has women's sizes. So you can have that, but this is a purse, so it doesn't have a size. Whenever we do have clothing or shoes in the being tagged, it is necessary that it has a size. However, you can always hand write that in. The category is women's, let's see, accessories. That would work. And then this button here is to allow donate. So this is if you were happy, if the item that we're tagging didn't sell in the sale itself, but you would be happy to donate it to the charity we're donating the stuff to. For myself, for a $75 Coach purse, I probably don't want to do that. And then I'm going to create one label. So I add that, and then I'm going to close. So that created this one label. You can see the line here. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to create the actual PDF printout that you would print. Normally, you probably would want to create at least 8 tags at one time. Our tags print 8 tags to one sheet of cardstock. For this example, I'm just going to do the one, and you'll get to see what it looks like. So I have to click on it, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on delete label request after generating printout. This is important because we do not ever want to print tags more than one time. Every tag that you generate has a unique item, and every item needs to have a unique tag on it. If you don't do that, when items go through the checkout at the sale, the system will flag it and say it's a duplicate item and it won't want to take it. So then the actual cashier has to do a bunch of extra work around to make that work. So that just slows down the line and makes everything more complicated. So please always get rid of these labels once you're printing them so that you don't actually happen to do that by mistake. I'm going to click on generate labels printout. And then what's going to happen, depending on what the system that you have on your computer, it will generate this PDF. So here you can see if I had made 8 tags, all of these squares would be full, but I just made 1. And here's what a tag looks like in our system. It has the price, it has a description, Coach purse, my seller number on it, the size was not applicable, it's under accessories, and then here's the barcode. So it's important when you print this barcode, when you print these, that the barcode looks pretty much like that, in the sense that there should be clear white line in between each black line on the barcode so that it'll scan properly. I'm not going to walk through printing it because everyone's printer settings are different. Everyone's, the way it all works on your computer will be different. You should print this on cardstock, as we talked about. We prefer white or very lightly colored. You can save this document. If you don't have a printer where you're doing this, you can save this document and put it on a flash drive, take it to Staples to be printed, take it to your mother-in-law's to be printed, doesn't matter. But this is where you would create this and then you would print it. So what you want to make sure when you print it is that you do not print on the best setting. You want to print on grayscale or not best quality, and you want to just do a test print is really important. So create a couple of these and then print them and see what they look like on your printer. And make sure that there's a clear line in between, those barcodes look nice and clear. So I'm just gonna close this somehow. Here we go. And I'm gonna show you how to make what I call blank labels. So what happens if you do detailed labels is that you have to create, you're going to type in the description and the size and the price for every single item. So probably if you were actually tagging, you would probably have a pile of stuff and you would do 8, 16, 24 tags at a time to kind of be quicker. However, I find myself that it's quicker if I've gathered all my items, I look around at what I have and think, okay, what kind of price points am I pricing this stuff at? And usually it's going to differ depending on when you're in our women's event or in our children's event. Oftentimes with children's stuff, it's like $1 to $2, maybe $4 or $5. Whereas for a women's event, a lot of things are priced at $20, $50, $100. So it's important to look around and see what you have and what kind of prices you might need. So for this, I'm going to pretend I'm in a women's event and I'm going to create a whole bunch of blank price tags. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to print those off and then I'm going to cut them up, have them all ready, and then I'm just going to sit down with the stuff I have and I'm just going to, pick up a shirt and say to myself, oh, that's about a $10 shirt, and then I'll go find a $10 tag and attach it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to click on generate labels printout. No, sorry. You're going to click on create labels. Sorry. And then you're going to decide, okay, so for this sale, it's a women's sale, I need a bunch of different price points. So I'm going to start at, say, $5. So I want to create a bunch of price tags at $5. I need to clear out these descriptions. Where's the backspace on this? Backspace. There we go. And then I'm going to delete all that. So what you want to do is you want to have blank descriptions. You don't want to have a size in there, so I'm going to click on blank size so that nothing shows up. If when I go to tag something and it has a size, like it's a piece of clothing or a pair of shoes, I'm actually going to handwrite that on there. And then the category, I'm going to want blank category. Then it doesn't, if you put not applicable, it will print not applicable. So I want to put blank so that it leaves all that white space so that I can handwrite things on there. And then this is where if you were going to donate pretty much everything, you could click on allow donate here. I'm not going to do that because I know that what I can do is that item by item, I can decide whether I'm going to donate it. And if I decide to donate it, I'll just write a black D in the lower right-hand corner of the tag. So I think, okay, I have a lot of stuff in my tagging room here. So let's make, I usually try to make things in multiples of 8. So I'm going to make 16 labels at $5. I'm going to add those. Then I'm going to say, okay, I need a bunch of $8 tags. And I'm going to leave everything the same, blank descriptions, blank size, blank category, leave that unclicked, and I'm going to make 16 of those. Okay, and then let's say, okay, I want some $10 tags. And maybe I don't need quite as many, so maybe I'll go back and I'll make 12. Maybe I should make 8. I'll make 8 because it'll be one page. Sorry, that's 18. 8. Then I'm going to add that. And then maybe I want some $15 tags. And again, I think 8's probably enough. And then maybe some 20. So this will all depend on what you think you need for the stuff in that you cleaned out. Of course, you can come back on any time and make labels. So there's no reason to worry that you have caught everything in the first go. Because basically, as soon as you've registered, you can start creating price tags right away. And you can do that all the way up to like usually 2 days before we have the event. So there's lots of time to make your price tags. And you can always just go back in and create, say you decide, oh, I do want to sell that leather jacket. Well, you can go back in and just create one $100 tag if that's what you want to price it at. You don't have to create a whole bunch of $100 tags if you're not going to use them. So I'm going to close this now that they've all been added, and you can see the price tags I've created here. So I've got some 5, 8s, 10s, 15s, and 20s. I'm going to click this box here so that are all selected. And then again, I leave this delete label requests after generating printout clicked, and I'm going to click on generate labels printout. And then you're going to see my document. So here's what it creates. So you can see I have a whole bunch of $5 price tags. If I scroll down, there's more $5, and then there's my $8, 10s, 15s, and so they're all there. And then again, I could save this document to print elsewhere, or I can print it at home. That's kind of it. There's a few do's and don'ts I want to talk through. Basically, the system will time out after 15 minutes of non-activity. So if, say, your kids are distracting you and you go away for 15 minutes and you come back, your tags will likely not be there. Your labels will not be there. So it's always important to generate those printouts often, because once you have the PDF document, you have it forever. There's also a few other little things. So if you go and you're creating tags and you get that they're looking for a print code, that means that you've gone to the wrong website and you've gone to the generic My Consignment Manager website instead of the specific Grapevine site, the My Consignment Manager /Grapevine. So please, if you do that, unfortunately your tags will be lost and you can't use those. So be careful to always use the link that we gave you. We also have an issue because this is a US system. It doesn't recognize if your browser settings are set to a French language. It does not know how to generate the price tag because it's trying to create the price with a comma. So before you get going, please make sure that you check your language settings on your browser and set it to English. Trying to think of other major do's or don'ts. Basically, I think that's kind of covered it. It's always a good idea to just create a few test tags and try printing them first to make sure that your printer is working, that it's printing properly and your barcode is clear. That's always a good idea to make sure that all works before you go and make hundreds and hundreds of tags and end up wasting time. I think that covers it. I can't think of anything else. Again, it's always good. One other last tip is to probably try this out fairly early after you've registered. It's not probably recommended to wait to the last minute to try and do this and end up with problems. And then you might struggle right out. You might not be able to put any items in the sale if you wait to the last week and then things don't work out properly. That's about it. Please, of course, email us at any time at info@grapevineevents.ca or check in with your seller group on Facebook. If you're having any problems, we'll be happy to answer any questions there. Thank you very much.